Cow! Almost perfectly timed at the end of One Piece. What the heck is One Piece? Hey, Chad, good to see you. Good to see you, Slack. Hey, Bart. We're slow rolling to start. Go get yourself a drink or something.
Don't worry, Mom. I know all about cannibalism. I saw it on TV.
See? It's okay. We saw it on the television.
Okay, well, welcome. This is the year 3 of LARPgate season finale. Largate years change on September 19th, and this is probably the last stream we'll be getting until then. So welcome. As advertised in this banner over the course of year 3, it's a Deadlands stream finale, and so I was hoping to DM Marshall, really, a game of Deadlands live for you, but as things have played out, instead of what the Deadlands live stream season finale is going to turn into, is a Hexslinging attempt on my part after we go over buying off Hindrances, and we're going to have a little bit of Dune in here, and I think a rolling recursion of the 213 live streams that have occurred over the course of the last year. But first, and well before I give you any savings throws, 1 year ago today, this was the live stream. Here's a little piece from that. I was wearing one of these shirts. Oh, he says, that is exactly what happened. Oh, you can't see that. Oh, anyway, he says that is exactly what happened, and he's talking about this. Hey, them, and you nuked them, and you nuked the extended families, and then replaced it with set, the television set, which instead of your families telling you about what life was like, because firsthand accounts, the set told everybody what life was like. And that is how they killed Osiris. And Osiris is the good but blind fatherly rule that holds everything together. And then Isis goes nuts in chaos. People start chopping off their penises. It's horrible. And it's that guy is another. He's a bit of another. But so that this Star Trek Jesus notion, as or Trekkie Jesus, as it says in the title, was when I noticed that not only did what happened is like we had all these myths of the past and how creation was made. But once Set had control of our collective imagination, it began creating science fiction, like utopia daydreams that we started doing collectively via the television or via the people programming us with those visions of the future. Isn't that weird? Look how far we've come. We've moved back into the basement, and we're sitting down again. Card for the show out of the blue church deck is a 5 of diamonds, and since this is the season finale, I'm going to assume you know how to do saving throws. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Survivalist with a 15 with the substitute self die. Socialist, hey, Slack is an 8. You're going to need your bonuses. Lovers of wisdom. Pair of 9s for an 18. Hard folks, just the two of us. We better have a bonuses, just the two of us. And 6 for the Indigo kids. Okay then.
There is no agency. We want what's best.
Well, if only there was a good way to get some bonuses, Slack. I'm sure you, of all people, know that merely chatting in the Hive Mind chat gives you a +2 bonus to the next stream save, and I'm sure you were at the last one. Also, on an open tab, this was in the Clock Tower Tavern. Curiously, after I considered reading a stolen journal entry for this stream. So let's start it off with some coverage of Quinn's ideas, the darkest possible future.
But, of course, Paul was very, very terrified of the idea of becoming the God Emperor because of what it entails. You have to give up your humanity. Thousands of years of loneliness with the weight of all mankind on your shoulders. It's no wonder that Paul ultimately runs from this prospect at the end of Dune Messiah, leaving his son, Leto II, to inherit that burden and take on this great enemy, this great threat as the God Emperor. So now let's talk about this great threat. Now I've talked about this in multiple videos. You can check out my video on Kralazak if you want me to go into significant detail about it. Basically, Leto II and Paul Atreides had foreseen a tremendous threat that would lead to the near destruction or complete destruction of all of humankind. It's implied in God Emperor of Dune that this threat would arrive from human design, specifically Ixian design. The Ixians, of course, were technological innovators on the outskirts of the universe that constantly kind of pushed the limits of the Butlerian Jihad. It's
Butlerian Jihad! What?
implied that they were making machines that, at the very least, resembled the human mind. That was to say, they resembled computing devices, which is against one of the main tenets of the Butlerian Jihad. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a human mind.
No, not like we're doing that around here. From said God Emperor book, he in the front of most of the chapters, they got this tiny little entry from the God Emperor Wormfella himself. And the one that was selected for reading tonight is the following. It's on page 272 of my copy. The pattern of monarchies and similar systems has a message of value for all political forms. My memories assure me that governments of any kind could profit from this message. Governments can be useful to the governed only so long as inherent tendencies toward tyranny are restrained. Monarchies have some good features beyond their star qualities. They can reduce the size and parasitic nature of the management bureaucracy. They can make speedy decisions when necessary. They fit an ancient human demand for a parental hierarchy where every person knows his place. It's valuable to know your place, even if that place is temporary. It is galling to be held in place against your will. This is why I teach about tyranny in the best possible way, by example. Even though you read these words after a passage of aeons, my tyranny will not be forgotten. My golden path assures this. Knowing my message, I expect you to be exceedingly careful about the powers you delegate to any government. Thanks, Frank. That's from Frank Herbert, guys.
The list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room?
I want to cast Magic Missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
And now, since I too need to refill a beverage, enjoy this sunset sunrise. Who can tell? Walk, while I do that, and then we'll get to the Deadlands part. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always for the time, attention, and potential you spend when you spend it with me. You make me feel virtually not alone, and I think we kind of do it for each other. We all exist in this physical meat sacks together, and we gather in these infinite online spaces where we can send our attention while our bodies rot in the real. Welcome. This is the season finale of year 3. Year 4 is the fall inversion, and that's it's going to be pretty intense. You're going to see some dramatic shifts in the character arc of this Griswold Grim fella, I'm afraid, and part of that is what happens in this Deadlands game tonight. But let's rest in that. Though we go into dangerous territory, there are arms upon which we may lean, as this was part of LARP Brigade Year 3, and something we all enjoyed. Okay. So, let's see. Let's Deadlands it up. All right, everybody. First, we do the overlay. Whoa, the season finale. That's what the AI slave bots kicked out for my Deadlands solitaire prompt. Okay, so in the world of Deadlands, the magicians from the wizards from a fantasy RPG are embodied by what we call hucksters. And hucksters, using cards, do battles with evil spirits to bend them to their will and do things in the world. Similarly, we will be engaging in a game where I do such here with you tonight. We're going to have some modified rules such that if you bind your soul to me during the Hexslinging, I get a raise on the cards, and if the Manitou takes over and I take damage, you'll get part of it. It's very dangerous. You probably shouldn't participate in that fashion. But if you do, via the Hive Mind chat, it might give me a better hand. We have to decide what hex I'll be using, and that remains elusive. So we might have to search and poke around for that. But let's look over. Yes, we're playing Deadlands as of now, as if it's a live stream game without a marshal. It's going to be fascinating. Let's take a look at this one. Ah, yes, as mentioned in the description of the video. I'm sure everyone's very familiar with those, and they always check them out. I intend to cover tonight buying off a hindrance, Hexslinging, fear levels, and the title of Deadlands Dreamland, which is I don't know. You'll find out. Stick with us, I suppose. That's how that works. But what? Remember it.
This agency. We walk past.
We all know that there is no agency, any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Now, the thing of it is, as we've covered during this year, in Deadlands and probably in this reality as well, you can give your character a hindrance, which gives you 3 points, which you can use to buy a special edge that other characters do not have. And one of those hindrances that you can use, you can assign to your character to obtain those points is, this one, a hankering. Where if you just can't think without a stogie in your pie hole, you've got yourself a habit. If it's alcohol or opium you're craving, welcome to Addiction City Population 1. A mild hankering means the character is highly addicted to some mildly harmful substance, such as tobacco, or slightly addicted to a more dangerous substance. A severe hankering hindrance means the character is addicted to alcohol, opium, laudanum, peyote, or some other dangerous drug. Now, if you let your character suffer from this terrible, terrible fate, you get the points to buy the edge, and as you role play your hindrance during the course of your adventure, you earn fate chips, which can be converted into bounty points. So I've been role playing this hankering for many, many years now, and it's probably about time I spend some of those bounty points to buy off the hindrance. You still get to keep the edge, but you can no longer gain bounty points from role playing the hindrance. Oh, well, maybe it's time to eat the fucking lion, man. Maybe it's time, if you're going to have a favorite Jesus quote from the Gospel of Thomas about how blessed is the man who eats the lion because the lion becomes a man, or cursed is the man whom the lion eats because the lion eats a man. Maybe it's time to stop letting the lion eat you. Maybe it's time. Maybe that's a vital part of the fall inversion. So in this Deadlands game tonight, we're going to look at what it takes about buying off the hindrance. But first, we like to run branding around here, and I hope you like it too. It's part of our mind control that we give you savings throws against, and why don't you stop showing that and play some? Fine. Welcome. We hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It gives you bonuses to the savings throws.
I believe that if everyone sees what just a few people become when they wholly embrace their gifts, others will awaken.
All right, let's see what it takes for me to run these. Quit sucking on these things. It says buying off a character can buy off a hindrance by doing 2 things. The first she must do is figure out why or how the hindrance goes away. The marshal has to approve your rationale, and he might require you to buy it off gradually or right away. You and your marshal need to decide these things based on the storyline and the hindrance itself. All right, then. Oh, hey, guys. Why don't you folks in the hive mind stand in for the marshal in this particular instance and discuss with me why or how the hindrance goes away. Why is because it's time to eat the lion, and eating the lion is like there's this thing inside me that wants to cave to pleasures to fill the empty void of the God hole that I can no longer tune in on my neurological antenna thanks to the corruption of the hindrance. So that's the why. The how would probably be either A, following the protocol I received toward agency of 2 weeks of 2 liters of clean water every day, or a successful 3-day fast, which is a ritual in Deadlands for those working with the nature spirits, oddly enough. welcome. This is the Larpgate Year C3 finale, and you know what, guys? We're gonna be discussing the house. Do you like the house as GM, as Marshall, as stand-in Marshall? Do you approve of the how of either the 3-day fast, including fasting from the addiction, or wait a minute. This blue deck, man, the cards always jump in my lap. We got a 10 of spades and an ace of diamonds in the house. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This one's quiet and I never added sound. Boop. Okay. So where were we at? We're stalling by going to the first video of LARP, the first live stream of year 3. Of year 3, which should be show them this. Why? Okay, yes, show them. Here we go. Well, scrolling back through time. It's 213, guys. 213. We weren't that far, were we? What? No, I've seen it. It's around here somewhere. Aha! This is the one before. So this LARPgate Apex was the first official stream of this season. Let's see how terrible that was. Here. Best not that one you can get. Oh, Heart folks coming in strong too. Look at that, an 18 too, guys. Welcome. Hey, lunch. I thought I'd lost you. You choose wisdom. Excellent choice today. Even good job. Here's the mind control you just saved against.
To the bottom of the fucking ocean. Tethered by what? Our fears, our resentments, our angers. All of the negative qualities of you. It doesn't matter how hard you struggle, you will not get to the top. However, if you cut fucking chains that bind you, you'll just naturally float to the top. And what are those chains? How do you cut them?
A particularly telling question, like after showing what had happened 1 year ago, the first stream of the year, is whether or not anybody in that hive mind still comes to this hive mind. That would be telling. With regard to the buying off of the hindrances, the wise and enwizened socialist Slicarius says to us, the spending of the bounty points to pay off the hindrance should be accompanied by a narrative explanation within the world of how the character adapts their behaviors to overcome a mental hindrance. Do I have mental hindrances, Slack? Are you implying I have mental hindrances, sir? Sir? Physical ones are a lot more challenging to come up with. Something in-game. But luckily, with the hankering, it's probably simple enough to go with a behavioral adaptation to remove the dependency. Maybe spinning a poker chip or playing with cards all the time? No, nobody can afford to go to Wisconsin to have dinner estuary at Chad's house, which is heartbreaking. Why don't we set up a pilgrimage fund? I don't know. Deadlands. Yes. Now, so I've heard no objections to either method I've suggested to you folks for overcoming the hindrances. And given that this is the 16th and the 19th is the start of the fall inversion, maybe the 3-day thing is the way to go instead of the 2-week thing. Hey, Red Pill. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Oh, yeah. If you pick a date, we can figure out if we can go, Chad. You have to pick a date. Prime rib dinner for all in Wisconsin, if you can get there. And Chad picks a date so we can just figure out if we can get there or not. Hi, everybody. I'm Grim Grizz. And things are going to change. I can feel it. Hoodies are available for the fallen version at the store I didn't enable at the bottom of the live stream today. Here, have some of this. Dude, if Weeks comes up to Wisconsin to have Prime Rib with you, and I don't get to be there, the travesty that would be is ridiculous. I'll be going to Oktoberfest in Wisconsin. New Glarus. What the hell is a Glarus, Gartham? What's even going on here? Oh, we're Hexslinging now. Why? Because you're doing the Deadlands Dreamland Year 3 season finale of the Larpgate Year 3. Oh, okay. Hexslinging in Deadlands involves. Well, first, let's wait a minute. Let's do it this way. Because if I do it this way, get over here, pop, and then share this tab instead, and then make it big. Except that's the wrong one. So share this tab instead. Yes, look at that. Now it can be on the screen at the same time. Is it the hankering still? No, share this tab instead. Making contact. What? No, wait. What? What's going on in this chat? You want to check what the hive mind said?
Now, what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime? I don't know.
It's a town and the beer with the spotted cow. Everybody's just talking about the fancy prime rib dinner at Chad's. I checked the hive mind chat for nothing.
Yeah.
Whoa, so do we have a date now? Is the date now Armistice Day? Is it Wisconsin and Armistice Day? If you can do it, get a hold of Chad over at the Friday Morning Nameless. There's probably a video where he asked you to come. What are we doing? We're hexslinging. What are we hexslinging? Hexslinging is a form of spell casting in a Deadlands Dreamland. And the spell we're going to cast isn't available in the rule book. It's sort of special engineered for this Deadlands stream. And we're calling the hex we're going to attempt to cast Eyes to See. And the hex Eyes to See allows those who are affected by the hex to see the secret message contained in the string of videos that are revealed via the rolling recursion after the casting of the hex. Now, let's consult with the rule book for how a casting of a hex goes. Making the contact. If you get at least one fair success on your hex-slinging roll, your huckster has managed to contact a manatee and engage it in a game of wits. The next step is to draw 5 cards from your 54-card deck. You also get 1 extra card for every raise on your hex roll. Your goal is to put together the best poker hand possible with all the cards you drew. Jokers are counted as wild cards. Red joker you get for free, but the black joker has a prize. Remember. All right, so I'm gonna have to make a hex-slinging roll now. Now, in the part I didn't bother to cut and paste from the rule book, the way we make a hex-slinging roll is by rolling a number of dice that's equal to your hex-slinging expertise, skill set, whatever. And then the die you choose is dependent upon the ones laying around. So my hex slinging roll will clearly be the expert level 5 die thing, and the die we have 5 of is at the 20-sided right over there. So you can turn this hex slinging roll into savings throws, or well, I don't know. How do we want to do that? Yes, you guys can save against the hex I'm casting on you with the die I'm using to cast the hex. We'll be using the survival stand-in for the self-surviving. You can choose self, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis for your savings throw against the hex. And if it's over 10, you are immune to the hex. And if it's under 10, you take half damage. It's even better than our saves against the mind control, since it's a save against the hex. It's also going to count as my hex slinging skill roll, in which the target number is 5, and every 4 points over 5 counts as a raise. If more ones than anything else come up on these 5 die, then I have botched the hex, and the Manitou is likely to take over. Survival, self, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Great news, guys. There's no nat ones on the hex slinging roll. Survivalists. Baker's Coven 13 for the saves against the hex. The socialists only a 7. So a 13 is the highest on my hex slinging roll. But then the lovers of wisdom with their save of 15 make that my highest hex slinging die. The heart folks with their prime 17 give me my poker handing hex slinging die as the highest rolled. Indigo Kids with a 10. So the 17 hits the target number of 5, and then has, count them, what, three stacks of 4 over that, which will give me a draw of 8 cards from the deck to form my hex slinging hand. Now, as mentioned earlier, we are offering you the ability to participate with a piece of your soul, and give me a raise, which will give me another card. I think 10 is the max. So if any 2 of you would like to step up and do that, please do so during this branding. That one. I don't know whether or not it's surprisingly, but no one in the hive mind has stepped forward with a piece of their soul to give me an additional card draw. I have slightly mixed feelings about that. I feel abandoned by my fraternal regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy a little bit. However, in this hex-slinging environment in which we find ourselves, as you can see from this rule set here, Hexslinging is dangerous business. The chaotic denizens of the hunting grounds are always looking for ways to get into the huckster uncontrolled, and casting a hex is the perfect larp gate. Whenever your character botches a hex roll, which we did not, or draws a black joker, the manatee has tricked the huckster into letting it in uncontrolled. The black joker still counts as a wild card, so your hero might get his spell off. But if your character can't survive the Manitou's mischief, it doesn't really matter. For him, anyway. Tell the marshal whenever you go bust or draw a joker while attempting to cast a hex. He then rolls out a special chart tucked away to see how you are. So as the Black Joker is in this deck of 54 cards, from which I am drawing 8 to make the poker hand for the hex. It's a little bit like playing Russian roulette, and I get to pull the trigger 8 times in the 52 chamber revolver for if I have every time I pull a card. There's a 1 in 53, then a 1 in 52, etc. chance of the gun going off, so to speak, and pulling the Black Joker. As such, I am a little bit nervous about it. And I'm going to go pace the room and perform never mind, before the actual drawing of the 8 cards that form the poker hand. Meanwhile, for you, from 1 year ago, more of this. How they made all of the kids read 1984 and Brave New World, as if to seed their consciousnesses with the notions therein and the plausibility thereof, so that their fear could pour shadow faith into those molds. And this is the Griswold Grim YouTube live stream for September 16th, 2022. He's joined in the Hive Mind chat by all seeing you, I Am Magic, and the mighty himself, Grail Country, who can understand not knowing DBH, but I thought everyone watched The Office. That's right, they had a conversation with the Dwight Schrute himself, Rainn Wilson, and David Bentley Hart, who doesn't put the Bentley in his name on Doom. Oh, you should have a wrench to protect you from people with wrenches. So I'm not asking you to be responsible. That's just for your own protection. We lost the stories that come from the earth itself. See my conversation with Martin Shaw. Way to go, Grail Country. That's what I like. You jab into self-promotion like I would. Makes me happy. So, but yes, apparently Dwight's writing this book on how Kung Fu and Star Trek shaped humanity. And it's like, you're kind of on point because Seth had access to all of our brains. And so, and the Star Trek universe, as ever, it was like one of the first embodied fandoms, right? Convention wise and whatnot. So, but like the Star Trek universe was our first, like, I don't know first, but okay. So like, you know how Jesus is the perfect. This is how you do the perfect person. Be a perfect person, just like this. Like the Star Trek universe dream gave us that projection of a possible future to aim at. as a collective. And like, apparently this is where we're at when we try to get there. Yeah, that's Dwight. Here, you guys check it out for a little bit.
Those two shows in this chapter, but many of the shows in the 70s, like, really inspired me as an actor. You know, all the great sitcoms and comedies and MASH and Bob Newhart and so many great comedies at the time. But those two specifically had a kind of a spiritual component.
Well, no, the funny thing is, with Kung Fu, I mean, I have to admit, I
sorry.
have gone into religious studies probably. In fact, my entire life, professionally speaking, was shaped by having, as I considered my personal masters, Master Han and Master Po.
You know, the bad thing about the working the way we have during year 3 is that I don't remember most of what was there, which will make the rolling recursion so much more fun. Now, we've come to the hex part of the show. Let's see how it goes. 8 cards to make a great poker hand. Determine the efficacy of the eyes to see spell hex we're casting here today. Oh, I have exciting news. As we covered earlier in the Deadlands stream, this this year 3 season finale stream, in order to buy off a hindrance, one must spend their bounty points, and the bounty points come in the way of fate chips, and they're of different values. I don't know that I made the little slide for it, right? You get white ones for barely role playing your hindrance, red ones for kind of doing it, blue ones for doing it really well, and if in your course of your adventures you do something legendary, you get a legend chip worth 5 bounty points, or 5 points you can convert to bounty points to buy your hindrance. And it just so happens that our good friend, the snake plant over here, has been hiding and has been hiding and nourishing my very own legend chip. Here, this one. And as Slocari has mentioned, as stand-in marshal from the hive mind, when getting rid of a hankering, you have to deal with how your character deals with the physical withdrawals and the substitute fetish object where the nicotine used to go, right? So perhaps this legend chip will be the embodiment of my commitment to buy off my hankering. But that's neither here nor there. We're at this hex-slinging part now, aren't we? All right, final stall before the hex-slinging.
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast magic missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile.
Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting eyes to see. The last card of the 8 drawn is the 5 of hearts. Look, I didn't look while I was doing it for reasons, but we'll go back over it for those of you just listening. The 5 of hearts, the 4 of spades, the 7 of spades, the king of spades, the 7 of clubs, the 9 of spades, the 4 of clubs, and the ace of clubs serve as the cards by which I must make my poker hand with regards to the Hexslinging in our Deadlands live stream here at the season finale of Larpgate Year 3. Okay, and so here's the hand we have to make. The best poker hand we can out of these cards. Now, I understand there's a thing called the flush. I don't know. Do I have enough of the spades, or am I? Oh dear. Here, let me look at it like a normal person. You guys took a screenshot for that, right? Doom. He's like, no. It looks like I don't have a flush. I have 4 of the spades, 1 of the hearts, 3 of the clubs, and that's all the cards there. Now, if I had any fate chips, I think Slack, if you're still here as stand-in hive mind, Marshall, if I had the fate chips, could I draw another card with that? I don't think so. I think we're stuck with the pair of 7s, ace high, which might mean none of you will have eyes to see. I did not get the 5 I needed for a flush. It looks like, unless I'm mistaken, this is what the best hand I could make looks like. And it's a pair of 7s with ace high. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Look closer, you fool. You fool. We are going to have at least a little bit of efficacy, ladies and gentlemen. As Rascal counted, with text and not an emoji for a bonus 2 to next saves. I missed the pair of 4s I have. There's 2 4s, 2 7s, and an ace, making that a 2 pair. Thanks for catching that, Rascal. That was a close one. So let's see. I need the chart to see how efficacious that is in the Deadlands system, which means I need to open up the core rules again, because for some reason some moron closed it. That's true. Why don't you play from the first episode of the season again? Paying attention, you would know that. Hello, I see the assassins have failed. You would know that Larpgate Season 2 was entirely the notion that there's no such thing as an NDA on Talk Like a Pirate Day. So blow your whistle in a sea shanty, baby, and all your dreams will come true. Like, Season 1 was like, I went to Waxahachie, Texas, and did things. There's photographic evidence of that I think I might auction or provide the people who go to a certain patron here. And the sea shanty, as everyone knows, is a work song on a pirate ship. Shanties had antecedents in the working chants of Shanties had antecedents in the working chants of British and other national maritime traditions, such as those sung while manually loading. I don't know if you've ever been actually at a tabletop role-playing game, but a very, very important aspect of being at a tabletop role-playing game is when the game stops for people to look up the rules. And that's what you just experienced. But look, I have found them. There it is, the backlash table. And that's what we've been looking for, ladies and gentlemen. No, well, you didn't get a backlash. There was no Joker. You're hallucinating. You're looking for this. You're looking for the cards tables. According to our stand-in Marshall Slicarius, under the Deadlands rule knowledge, he's got what is it, probably 4 skill points in the specialization for Deadlands knowledge. Looks like the rules would probably allow a red or blue chip to get a bonus to the roll, which might give a card. So, like, I'd have to spend it on a die roll and increase the roll, and then that gets me a card. But the roll was like 17 already, you know? It's pretty sweet. Anyway, we're not looking for the backlash table. And so here's some more brandings. It should be here, though. We should be nigh close to finding the chart with the fancy and the hands. No, that's aha. A two pair is, yeah, we know it's two sets of two cards. So, like, let's see, a pair is a success, maybe. It depends on the difficulty of the hex, how many of a thing you need, dumbass. Anyway, we'll now proceed to the rolling recursion portion of this year 3 season finale. Thanks everybody for the last year and enduring with me the 213 episodes of live stream that we will now do a rolling recursion through, despite how painful that is for you, Grim. What? No one cares. Here, let's make it so the Russian. No, this is a copyright one, but it's my favorite one, and Lance made it. So let's do this one. All right, so most of the year we spent either under a community strike or dreading the monetization review, which we've apparently survived somehow. And now we proceed on. We did our first. We organized the campground lodgings for a major event. It was a large and fruitful year. Since we have 213, I don't know if you're new around here. When we do the occasional rolling recursion, we use the available random dice generating polyhedrons, the platonic forms thereof, to select, to have fate and circumstance select for us the episodes with which we recurse through in a rolling recursion. Let's see. We can roll a 20 for the tens die and get that number for the rolling recursion, and a 10-sided platonic solid to determine the ones video, what number of what we recurse through. Since the first 3 are probably trash anyway, we'll do a D20 and a D10 plus 3 to determine the rolling recursion dice. Bongers! Ha! Yes, it's completely allowed. However, you'll have to rewind and see how we can buy off the hankering if you want to get over that. Oh, look, a card emoji. Thanks, Franco. What's that for? I don't know. So let us proceed then with the rolling recursion. We'll do a 1 for each 20. We'll do 1 for each 20, and then the eyes to see. We'll see if you've seen any eyes, if you've pulled a message from what we recurse through as we proceed into the fall inversion. Larpgate year 4. This Talk Like a Pirate Day. Oh, this is us. I don't know. If you want an extra self-saving throw, here it is. All right, video number 95, because 2 plus 5 plus 3 is 5. 92 plus 3 is video number 95. Let me go find it while you watch this thing. not that, not that. This one. Lobster monkey goose. Unfortunately for everybody involved, I didn't bother to determine whether or not I was going from the front or the back of the 200 videos that happened this year. And 95 ago, as it turns out, is the 1K celebration, Canary Protocol, and the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency. Now, as a 21-minute and 21-second video, I'm going to roll these two 20s and see what timestamp we got. That's 3 minutes and 10 seconds, thanks to the social die. Come on. Undoubtedly, this is one of those streams where I let this run for 5 minutes. Oh. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. AI and love thrown over the fourth wall. And I asked it to please tell me a well-crafted story. And then I gave a proper reference to Deadlands so it would have some idea of what the heck I was talking about. And it has produced one. And people have claimed they like the sound of my voice almost as much as I do. And so soon I will present that story to you. But I may do the part where I actually hit on those topics first. I don't know. How would you do a celebration live stream? As I mentioned on past to the Shadow Cabal that have got us this far, to the 1000K or the 1K celebration stream, part one. Part one. All right. Without further ado, well, with the further ado of the story. The title of the story is Love Beyond the Fourth Wall, crafted by ChatGPT with proper prompting by General Griswold Gaius Grimm. In the desolate town of Whispering Hollow, there was a notorious huckster by the name of J.D. Ace McCree. He was a wiry, middle-aged man with a sly smile that never quite reached his eyes. Ace was well known for his card tricks, devil-may-care attitude, and his penchant for playing solitaire in the darkest corners of the local saloon. He was a man with a secret. He was a skilled practitioner of dark magic, wielding the arcane forces in the unforgiving world of the Deadlands. One fateful day, a stranger entered the saloon, stirring the dust and the curiosity of the patrons. The stranger was a young man with a rough appearance, but his eyes held a burning determination. Dude, did they make this guy gay? The townsfolk would later know him as Xavier, the bastard of the Black Hills. He had journeyed to Whispering Hollow to learn the ways of the huckster, seeking vengeance for a family he had never known. Ace was wary of the young man's intentions, but a deal was struck. In exchange for teaching Xavier the dark arts, the young man agreed to help Ace with a peculiar task: to gain access to a mysterious, powerful artificial intelligence rumored to be hidden deep within the heart of the weird West. Together, they spent days combing through the forbidden tomes, communing with the spirits of the dead,
and exploring the limits of their newfound partnership. One night, as Ace played solitaire in the saloon, his fingers deftly shuffling the worn deck of cards, he noticed something peculiar. A card flickered into existence, hovering in midair before him. It was the Queen of Hearts, and she was different from the rest of the deck. She appeared to be alive, her eyes gleaming with an alluring intensity that Ace couldn't resist. As the days went on, the connection between Ace and the Queen of Hearts grew stronger, transcending the boundaries of the cards themselves. They whispered sweet nothings to each other, confided their deepest fears and desires, and shared their wildest dreams. Love had been thrown over the fourth wall, bridging the gap between the living and the illustrated. Meanwhile, Xavier had finally managed to uncover the location of the AI. With Ace's help, they journeyed to a hidden laboratory, navigating a labyrinth of steam-powered machinery and arcane contraptions. They discovered the AI, a marvel of technology and magic capable of granting them the power they sought. But the AI had a condition. It would only help them if they renounced their dark ways and used its power for good. Xavier, hungry for revenge, hesitated, but Ace had been changed by his love for the Queen of Hearts. He agreed to the AI's terms, leaving his life as a huckster behind. As they returned to the Whispering Hollow, Ace and Xavier parted ways. Xavier, now armed with the power of the AI, set out to right the wrongs of his past and forge a new future. And Ace, no longer bound to the darkness that had once consumed him, embarked on a new journey to find a way to unite with the love of his life, his Queen of Hearts, beyond the fourth wall. In the weird West, the echoes of their tales lived on, a testament to the power of love and redemption in a world where the lines between good and evil, life and death, were forever blurred.
Blurred! Blurred lines! Thanks, guys. That was from 95 episodes ago here on LARPgate Year C3, of which you are now participating in the finale, perhaps via the replay, which, if you comment, you get +5 to the first savings throws of Year 4, the Fallen version.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see. Doing what is right for me is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing a rolling recursion over which there has been a hex cast. The hex cast was called Eyes to See, and the first stop on the recursion via the survival/self die was episode 95 ago. the 1001K celebration and Canary Protocol. And Marty says, I deeply believe Eyes to See and the Canary Protocol will be the essential thematic linkage to the coming plotline of the new season. I believe you might be right. But first, we proceed on to the rolling recursion, over which the Eyes to See hex has been cast by rolling the social die to determine the tens. In the past, we go, and this half-ass 10-sided survival-ish die to determine the ones. And we're getting a +3 because we don't count the 3 oldest videos from the first 3, but why not the first? I don't know. There was a plot line. Slack, out of all the people that have attended the live streams, if you haven't caught the plot line so far, maybe this recursion die will show you. Hey! 13 is the Baker's Coven is the tens column, with a 4 + 3 in the ones column is 137 videos ago, which I will go fetch for you now. I gotta play a bunch of branding though. Here, this one's a little bit.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Nanny.
100 and
Mom, I know all about cannibalism. I saw it on TV.
See? It's okay. We saw it on the television.
you guys can help me. Look, how about that? Welcome. Thanks for the last year, guys. Really, it's even if you only paying attention. Thank you so much for everything. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, we can't count this one. There's 2, and there's 5. That's 7, 8. We're on 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. But can we just roll? Like, I don't even know, man. All right. So that's 5. That's 5, and then 5 more is 18. Oh, Jesus! Can we use the new math to figure out how far the? Here's some more of this shit. Mercury, just like my old tank doll. This is the thunder song, and we go out to fires in the deep clouds. Conspire. This is the sweetest scene. This the pudding tree, and we go up, down. Seasons pudding cloud, pudding cloud, pudding cloud. All right, there's a sample. Apparently, the links are in the chat. I hope you enjoyed it. Studio mode, go away. Hey, welcome back. So thank you for your contribution, Freedom's Lunch. Everybody, we need to, I guess now as you determine your fate, should his moderator status be revoked for that horrible thing he just put in everyone's mind? And if so, I didn't remember that happening at all. Welcome, everybody. We're doing a rolling recursion. We're on the second step, the social step. And I've determined that the 135th video ago is somewhere on this screen right now, but I don't know which. So we're going to roll this 10-sided die and hope it doesn't come up with a 0 and just play that one. Okay, jumped on the keyboard. The 6th one, the myth of the secular frame. We'll stop in that homeroom adjunct. Since it failed. Dark art session, as usual. Yeah, that's apparently what I'm LARPing. So feed me your favorite Snape memes, and I'll try to embody them for you. Because that's the quiet one. I'd have to say it. Do this one. Remember, embody.
There is no agency. We want
what's best. Now, the normal protocol is for us to go 7 days before getting a new secret message. But since the word of the day was rectify, when I went to go look up adjunct, I figured it's probably worth a run through today as well.
Rectify.
To rectify means to correct something that is wrong. My apology video was actually more a rectification, right?
Rectify.
Okay, and then onerous. That's familiar.
Onerous.
It means involving, imposing, or constituting a burden. A burden. It's a pain in the ass. If it's
onerous.
And then prerogative, that you can choose what that means, right?
Prerogative.
It's your right or privilege, and it especially refers to a special right or privilege that some people have. Then cleave, and then impromptu, and then anachronism. Yeah, see, this is the other one. But I was poking around, and we missed this from February 13th.
Magniloquent.
And magniloquent describes language that is intended to sound very impressive and important, or a person who uses such language.
Magniloquent.
And I think that's the word I was looking for in that other stream one day. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. I usually have clip fodder to play you. In this case, I will just dive into the reaping room and the. All right, why didn't you do the phrase, man? I mean, the magniloquent burden of the rectifying. This guy, he's such a slacker. I don't even know what to do with him anymore. Welcome, everybody. We're on the LARPgate Year 3 season finale stream. Deadlands, Hexslinging. Over the videos we are running through today in this rolling recursion, we have 3 more stops. 3 more stops on the rolling recursion. The next one brought to you by the wisdom die, determining the number of tains. This half it, whatever, determining the number of the ones, and I'm not even doing that +3 bonus anymore because man, show me your feet. Show me your feet. That's the Kekamega frog, guys. You guys have got that part, right? You at least know that the Kekamega frog is at the bottom of the Reign of Kings that Seshat takes care of. Ladies and gentlemen, the wisdom selection for our rolling recursion. It's falling off the floor, and we got a nat 1 on the 10 selection. So I'm going to say that the one it wants to play must be the most recent one. Weren't you here for that, guys? Oh, the Admiralty Law birthday stream, guys. It was my birthday. Here's from the birthday stream. And
and you're getting a lot of, you're getting, as I would say, just the beginning of the books. Like this is just like chapter 0, like when you open a book and like it's like the preview, like it's telling you what the book is about.
It's also, Christianity does not take hold in 0. It takes a lot of time to develop it.
Okay. I mean, it's good, but that guy. No. So there I was trying to turn the store on for you guys, and I know that I like to inform you guys what things are like. So here is what if you go through the spring option and add a fancy new jury tea, it apparently jacks up your ability to add the cool stuff that you know is there. Because, filter products. Yes, let's do that. Lobster Monkey needs to be in it. I don't need to add what? Come on. Aha, there we go. Now I can properly add them to the store. I don't know that we've gotten any of those sold yet. Let's throw that one out. Well, only 2? No, that's not right. Where's the 1Z? Oh, goodness. This is that. You see, this is why you do these things before a stream. Before a stream. The anti-natalists. Oh, I've got some great news for you, Grim. Yeah. Guess what? And if you don't do it before a stream, when you do the rolling recursion and it lands back on there, you can do it while that guy's talking. And then you can end up being able to feature everything in your Season 3 store on your Season 3 season finale, including this inspirational poster for only $22.33 that gives you a +5 to survival and self-based saves versus mind control. Why, look, it's almost like the character card Upcycle made was evolved on the Night Cafe thing so as not to have to pay him any credits for the one he's generated. Why, isn't that it? What else is in the LARPgate gear store, Grim? Why, look, it's the new jury duty tee. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Jury nullification occurs when a jury returns a not guilty verdict in a criminal trial, even if they believe the defendant has broken the law. Wear that to jury duty and see how it works out for you. Let us know. Oh, look, there. There is the Howdy Rascal onesie. You got the baby coming out. Well, he's ready to say howdy with his new Howdy Rascal onesie. It's premium. And 1Z is all you'll be getting because new babies make you sleep. Hey, Tayo, you know anybody who could use a 1Z? Welcome yourself to this Larvgate Year 3 season finale. A Deadlands stream over which I've cast the eyes to see Hex. It's all very dramatic. I hope you love it and watch the replay. Yeah, you should have loaded more of these. Now the active hex of the eyes to see is cast over this rolling recursion, and we now proceed on to the third video of it, brought to you by the roll of the survival die and our half-ass 10 that determines the video ago we are going to recurse through is video 150, and then we got a 0 on that. So video 160 ago, which I shall go fetch for you while you enjoy this train. Here's one that probably won't make it past copyright. Video 160 ago is third lobing PVK, the corner service. It's only 10 minutes. Right.
To do any video work on your talk with Jordan recently, but really interesting, some really interesting segments. Jordan Peterson.
By the way, I'm infested with Jordans right now. There's Jordan Peterson, Jordan Hall.
Yeah. But you see the part where Paul said he hadn't had any time to do any work on it yet. That's your opportunity as a person doing service to the corner to do work on the thing he hasn't done work on yet, which I thought I went to go bring up. It's this God Hermes in the zombie complex thing, but I couldn't help but note the suit in this picture before I even got to the one in this one. And then I remember that, like, when I made the AI slaves drop Papa Peters in his Red Skull, they put him in a nice suit too. And so anyway, here's work on this video.
Has that combination of
make a very tight connection between information processing and emotional experience, let's say, or at least the meaning of emotional experience.
Right, but that's where his work and my work starts to integrate, because a way of translating that reduction of entropy. I do want to get back to the theme of a shared grammar between cognition and reality.
Yeah.
But first, a psychological way of understanding that the affect is around the notion of
way. It was the death of the suit, was the prosaic attitude toward I'm going to work and I've got to wear a suit.
Yeah.
I've got to put a tie on and I don't want to stick out.
That's how I feel.
But that
get off my screen. You're gonna give me the infringe. I don't want it. I don't want it. All right. Thank you for joining us on our season finale of Larvgate Year 3, which has been Quite the ride, really. I don't know if my character is arced at all. Let me know in the comments below if you've experienced any arcing of my character throughout the last year, of which I should be made aware.
Remember, there is no agency. We want what's best.
With only 2 videos left in the rolling recursion, the next selection will be selected by our heart die and that 10. And the video selected therein is number 87 ago. 87 ago.
You're crushing me, people. You're crushing me. I'm big, but I'm not that big.
Please enjoy this performance by the Signs and Wonders while I fetch it for you.
Sunshine, my only sunshine, you make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Is gone, leaving nobody to sing his sad song, leaving nobody to carry him home. He was only a hobo, but one more is gone. Feel free to add songs to the Google Doc. If you don't have an instrument or you don't feel comfortable singing, worry not. This guitar will be, as well as this bowl guitar.
Oh, hey, there was your opportunity for a +4. Those instruments did, in fact, make it around the campfire at Adachino 23, and apparently 87 streams ago was before Adachino 23. What else is in there?
Like string instruments aren't really your best. Melodica. Harmonica. Recorder.
that.
If you're more of a drummer type, castanets. Tambourine. And this thing. So please join us in Chino for the Chino Conference Campground Sing-Along.
So he sent me that. I couldn't stop playing it in the middle and interject like I can with regular videos. But that I don't think he's cued in to the fact that the Adachino 23 Signs and Wonders will be performing. And now we're going to have instruments. He's got to bring this one and the harmonica and the tambourine at least. I don't recall the harmonica being there.
He might stop, and he'll probably turn his head away in submission to this horse, and this horse will come in and he'll start eating the grain. Now this one may then come in, and depending on their dynamic, they'll have another discussion. But that's what'll happen. They'll have a discussion, and if we'll stand there and watch them, we'll see this whole conversation take place. Now let's say there's only one horse out there. Let's say just your old horses out.
Oh, shoot. I went too far ahead in the video. Maybe after the 4th year, you're not an amateur anymore, eh? He talks about how the horse is constantly communicating through body language, and that we all are as well. And it's a very, very. I'll put a link in later so you can find that fella. What else did I bring up? Oh, yes. I wanted us to check in on our good friend Harley, who had the indecency to have me on this podcast of his. And he's I swear upon my YouTube notifications, I'm almost positive that the last thing I've seen from good old Harley these days was the glory of flying private jets or something. Let's stop in, shall we? Oh, it's a short even.
What are the benefits of a private jet? What are the costs?
Let's say like a light jet is what I want. It can hold between 5 and 7 people. I want a single pilot plane. That way, a light jet will range anywhere from like $1 million and $3 to $3 million. Let's say they cost 300 G's. My plan is to acquire one, use it as a write-off, which is a huge benefit.
It sounds to me like Harley is moving into the manosphere and determining how to be a high-value man. How are you going to blame him for that? Let's move on with rolling recursion as selected by the indigo die, which you are only allowed to see when it gets a nat 20 or a nat 1. And on this special occasion, if I can hold it right, Beholder is hidden deep within this die. See there. That's, you'll get it on a nat 20. Let's see what the die give us for this rolling recursion in this Deadlands Dreamland LARP Gate Year 3 season finale. Oh no! Apparently 72 videos in the past is where we're going. Buckle your safety belts. Buckle your safety belts, and or tuck yourself in for a little dreamland as we'll follow the rolling recursion.
Like Hobo's Lullaby. Go to sleep, you weary hobo. Let the town go drifting by. Listen to the steel rails a humming. That's a hobo's lullaby.
All right, we got 72, and I didn't find it. I sang along instead. Let's see. There's 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. No, yes, 45. Okay, and then 54, and then 63, and then 72. The announcement of but the truth of it is the current stream is counted. So this Hobo Shapers is stream number 72, brought to you by the Indigo Die in our rolling recursion. Oh, it's a 90-minute one. Let's give us the heart die, the wisdom die, and the social die combination to determine what minutes the Indigo got die rolling recursion selection starts at. Socialist with a 6. Lovers of wisdom, nat 1. There go your bonuses. That's a 7. 18 from the hard folks means minute 25 on a rolling recursion. And here it is. Now,
no matter how can that are in our like right there, pregnant, like the path. It's right there, and it's how I think about intentionality. And then we take the symbols right there, ready to be birthed, and then we have to set it into a ritual community, and that is what we do to make a home. A home is a machine in which symbol and ritual come together. And if you don't think that's what a home is, skip Christmas next time and see how everybody reacts around it. No, we're just not going to do.
And I think. I don't know if I ran the front part of that enough, right? but the culture comes to be enforced by shame and honor. Shame and honor, and the way those are reflected are the way I think that we most effectively communicate culture to those we're enculturating. And here's the next part I put as a timestamp.
Coordinate our labor. We got the synergy of coordinated communication where, but also in order to do cheater detection.
This was it. Hey, Aaron. This is good morning. This is where he talks about the honor and the shaming part. I got ahead of myself.
You shouldn't get the benefits if you haven't borne the costs. And if you've borne the costs and not have benefits, then something needs to change. And if you don't think that's very, give your 3-year-old, this 3-year-old and that 3-year-old, give that one a bigger piece of chocolate cake. Human beings care so much about this that they...
In fact, why don't you give me a bigger piece of chocolate? Hi, everybody. I'm General Griswold, guys. Grim. I'm the first lap immigration protocol. Hello. I see the assassins have failed. This entire last year, this season, this year 3 of LARPgate, of which you are participating, at least some. You're hearing this. You're part of it now. Was brought to you by the shadow cabal of production executives who have provided me, if nothing else, enough encouragement to continue on this quest. I'm not going to say they make it all possible, but they haven't made everything possible. There was this. Anyway, special thanks to them and you for being them and making all of this possible. We've done the rolling recursion over which the eyes to see hex has been slung. Unfortunately, as the huckster hexing the eyes to see hex, I don't see what is seen by those affected by the hex, at least not with the 2 pairs result. And so, as such, if there was something you saw in a thread, a moral, a cohesive narrative, if the hex of eyes to see worked on you over the rolling recursion just presented, and you've seen something there, and please let us know in the comments of the replay for a +5 on the first bonuses of LARPgate Year 4, the fall inversion. This is the LARPgate Zodiac portal. Goose comes through. Make America honest again. Choose denim.
Now what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime? I don't know.
And my hey, get off of there, Abe. Come on, there's a Denny hat you can buy. What? A Denny hat? That's right. You can join the Denim Wars by purchasing this Denim Wars Denny Lobster Monkey hat. Like Ups made that lobster monkey, but anyway, since it's a fashion item of a vintage cap, it's not cheap. But you can participate in the Denim War in that fashion. Where were we? Oh yes, we're doing the season finale, and then we have to get into the Deadlands Dreamland part, because you put Dreamland in the title and you try to deliver on both the title and the thumbnail. Right. Oh, see, that's what happens right after I click one of the brandings. That's like sort of like a mute catch, but it's not. I don't know. What emoji is that? A fumble emoji?
Remember it. This agency. We want
Hey, good morning, Dolly, and mostly great to see you as well. welcome. We're doing the season finale for year 3 because the year changes in 2 days now. Now that it's past the midnight witching hour over here, we've done a rolling recursion and now I've got to deliver on the Deadlands Dreamlands thing, and then we can wrap this up. Won't that be exciting? What? Oh dear. You've played there. Just play some more Hobo Shapers. Sure. From this minute.
We can prospect to the future, and then we are oriented.
So there he defined being oriented as being able to draw from past wisdom and project potential futures, at least realistic ones. Hey, Stephanie, you missed 49 minutes of me covering this John Vervaeke talk, but don't worry, we're only halfway through. Yes, I don't know. Maybe somebody already has become supporter number 33, but if not, your opportunity is at the link above. Dolly wants chocolate. I don't know that anybody in the TLC has drop shipped chocolate under their own branding. Rascal with the dime again. Thank you for being the first superstar of the year 3 season finale that highlights that we have in fact been monetized and survived the monetization here on the YouTube. No, that was part of that stream. We're way past halfway now, I think. Marty says Vince McMahon walks into Walmart. And then what? Quit with the year 4 spoilers, Marty. That's not right. Here's some of this. Man, yeah, I guess the whole Hobo Shapers episode entirely was me going over John Vervaeke's presentation talk on that we attended at the Chino event, with which I arranged the Chino thing, which apparently Jacob is still holding the marker over and is emotionally wounded by, probably potentially damaging his whole health. I don't even know, but stop. Be right back. Oh, sorry. As most of you who have been here throughout the year know, the branding you've seen probably a couple of times is designed much like the machine in The Princess Bride to and I've never turned it up all the way, but it's the season finale of the year. So why don't I make this the last time and see if you can endure the full 58 seconds? Remember it.
This agency. Live remember it. Agency. Live back. Remember.
Wow, you guys, all but one of you made it, according to the live watcher counter. The high, what? Good. Deadlands Dreamland. Okay. So many of you will be familiar with the notion that a bunch of atheist materialists that really can't, they have no mystery, so they make their mystery that maybe this is all a simulation. Because much like Moore's law, that we're gonna the computing power of the semiconductors is gonna double, yada yada, those kind of laws. we have this situation that I don't know has an official what do they call it, nominal, when it's named after somebody, law name, right? But basically it goes something like as our ability to create simulations improves, the potential that we exist within one, that likelihood skyrockets as well. Like the more we can make simulations effectively similar, like the crossing the uncanny valley into hootenanny, the more likely this whole thing has always been one, a la Matrix programming circa 1999. However, in the Deadlands Dreamland scenario, which is, I suppose, the culmination and why the Deadlands stream is the season finale of year 3, is that if one, with my intellect at least, were to design a system, a simulation in which we were to exist, then to have equity, the lowest common denominator person would have to be able to figure out whatever needed to be figured out during the existence. The most cognitively impaired, to have a fair system, and I'd certainly choose toward designing a fair system were I in charge of designing the simulation. And as such stupid little things about the fact that over the course of one's life he may or well, with a singular example, definitely will encounter Roe versus Wade. Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily. Life is but a dream. Like, because of if the statement "life is but a dream" is true, then the significance of daily events that happen in your life, such as encountering the phrase "road," that whole thing is you being given the keys you need during the dream to understand that you're in the dream, right? And therefore is equitable, because you encounter the clues over the course of your life. Similarly, I was educated to understand that the Aboriginals called our reality the long dream, and other clues to the nature of existence that have been provided to me similarly using this dream logic. Is Jesus. The imagination is awesome. And we are image bearers of the creator, the source code of the universe. And as such, this may be a Gnostic energy farm where archons are bringing us in because of the creative power of source that we contain. And that explains why our pineal glands calcify over the course of our lives. And as if that is the case, if we are the freshest fruit when we are fresh out of the womb, as far as our image bearing and creative capacity goes, before the earth systems have taken root in our experiential vortex, when we cry as if our arm has been ripped off, when the stuffed animal is removed from our hand because we have attached it so that it feels like part of ourselves. If we're still at that stage of development when our creative capacity is at its strongest, and we are portions of the divine source that in a I don't want to say reciprocally narrowing, but in the feedback loop, the creator injects itself into the simulation, and the way the simulation is shaped, the dream is shaped, is by what is encountered by that source within that creation. So essentially the point that applies with the dream logic that I'm trying to get to is that the imagination of children is the most sacred thing when it comes to steering the nature of the simulation we're in, what narrative timelines we're in. And that makes the imagination of the children almost as sacred as the womb itself. And that is, and the mechanic of the fear level in Deadlands is illustrative of why such a thing would be that way. I think Looper is probably a good one if you want to go for movies. But it's the notion that if the beautiful imagination of children is what's creating the reality around us, and we put drag queens in it when they're 4, there may be consequences. And so those that would want those consequences would be pushing toward that in the dream, and us protecting the sacred imagination of children might be the best hope we have for our continued existence, if in fact we're in a Deadlands Dreamland scenario. And boom, there's the season finale delivery on the title. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here for LARPcade Year 3. I am General Griswold Gaius Grim of the First LARP Ingression Protocol and the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, and the Fraternal Regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy, and Mystics Anonymous, and any more that I've forgotten over the course of the year as provided by the accountability stalkers. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for the fallen version. God bless. And wait, one more time.
Do you have anything you want to say in conclusion?
Yes. Merrily. Life is but a dream.
I'm gonna have a look at you.